Hi, as you are aware, the House of Representatives has impeached the President of the United States, but for some reason has decided not to deliver the Articles of Impeachment to the Senate. Well, how should Senator McConnell handle Speaker Pelosi's gambit of not transferring the Articles of Impeachment to the Senate? Simply by immediately starting the trial for impeachment upon the Senate's return from its holiday recess. It is a winning hand for Senator McConnell. Nothing in the Constitution requires the Senate to delay the trial until the House of Representatives formally delivers copies of the Articles of Impeachment to the Senate. Nothing. Actually, a resolution of impeachment is highly privileged under the Constitution and therefore supersedes other pending business. Speaker Pelosi's antic of not delivering articles of impeachment defies the urgency attached to the fact that a resolution of impeachment is highly privileged and should be acted upon speedily. The Senate should not allow itself to be abused by Speaker Pelosi's antics. Let's see how this can play out. The sole power to try impeachments is vested in the Senate under the Constitution. Senator McConnell, the majority leader, can organize and initiate the trial at his discretion. Again, the initiation of the trial is not dependent upon the House of Representatives handing the Articles of Impeachment to the Senate. The articles have been voted on and passed by the House of Representatives and are public knowledge. The act of sequestering the Articles of Impeachment in the House of Representatives does not make them invisible or non-existent. Again, the Senate should start the trial as quickly as possible. On the day of the trial, the Senate turns itself into a court for the trial. In the case of the impeachment trial of the President of the United States, the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court will preside. Once the trial begins, the House managers must appear. These are House members appointed by Speaker Pelosi to prosecute the case against the President. If the House managers do not appear, then the President's counsel can submit a motion to dismiss for failure to prosecute and have the Senate vote on it. If 51 senators vote to dismiss, the impeachment trial is over. If the House managers do present themselves, then the trial can continue. If Speaker Pelosi wants a trial, the House managers will present themselves. The articles of impeachment and evidence against the President are first presented by the House managers. Then evidence for the defense is presented by the President's counsel. And finally, concluding evidence is presented by the House managers. The President could testify in answer to the charges contained in the articles, but that is unlikely to occur. The President's counsel are permitted to appear, to be heard, to argue, to make opening and final arguments, to submit motions, to present evidence, and to examine and cross-examine witnesses. At the conclusion of the evidence, there can be public argument in the Senate, followed by deliberation by the Senate in a confidential executive session, and then a vote in open session. This can be done with expediency. Prior to the vote, the proceedings may be dismissed in the Senate on the advice of the House managers, but it is unlikely that Democrat House managers would consider this. Under the Constitution, a two-thirds vote is required to convict the President on an article of impeachment. Each article is voted on separately. It is unlikely that a two-thirds vote to convict the President will be achieved. So at this point, the trial will end with an acquittal. This means that the President is not guilty of the charges in the articles of impeachment. But if the two-thirds threshold is reached, the Constitution provides for removal from office on conviction, and also allows the further judgment of disqualification from holding future office. No vote is required on removal following conviction, since removal follows automatically from conviction under this constitutional provision. But the further judgment of disqualification from holding future office requires a majority vote, which can be a separate vote. But the impeachment trial will not get this far. The President will be acquitted, found not guilty, before he makes his next State of the Union address. Well, I hope this helps. Have a good day.